This is the Reds POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
We got one. Good afternoon, Reds fans, and welcome to another edition of the POSTCAST brought to you by Locked On Reds and the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I am Tim Daniel. I am a lifelong Cincinnati Reds fan, and I've been podcasting about this team for 5 years at publications such as Late Night Reds and The Riverfront. And I want to thank you all for spending time on your Sunday afternoon with me as we discuss a huge win for the Cincinnati Reds over the Milwaukee Brewers 3-2. If you're just checking me out here on YouTube for the first time, welcome. Thank you so much for spending some time with me here on the show. Please be sure to hit that notification button so you can not only get my show after each and every Cincinnati Reds game, but you can get Jeff Carr and Stephen Offenbaker Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds as well. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Football season is around the corner. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your future bets now. On today's show, thankfully, the Brewers are leaving town. The Reds are too, technically, but we don't have to see them now for a couple weeks. Thank God. Andrew Abbott today brought it, shoved. And then in the extra innings, Key Bryan and Austin Hayes both make the two biggest plays of the game. We're going to talk about that and a whole lot more. And of course, I'm going to hear from you, our everydayers who are here for the show. Let's get started.
This is what you'll be talking about.
You know, one thing about it, like this show, is that I can always make my wrestling puns, and like 60% of you guys get it. And a lot of other guys just go, whatever, this guy's weird. So I have this one here that I was like planning for the whole series if they won. So my client, Austin Hayes, defeated the streak with the Cincinnati Reds walking off the Milwaukee Brewers today, 3-2. And oh my God, I am so happy that mentally that series is done, because good Lord, was that series way too much on my brain, mentally, physically. I'm exhausted. Are you guys exhausted? Because I'm exhausted. I am really exhausted from that game. But thankfully, they found a way to pull this one off, and it was a well-played game. Tim Heyman, I like that. That's pretty funny. What's up, Pat? How are you? Good to see you. So many tips and turns and twists and turns and physical games, and like, I understand that, you know, the Reds lost those two games starting in embarrassing fashion, and they for sure did, and there's no excuse for the way they did it. But what I will say is, I think the positive takeaway, if you want to turn this around, is that the Reds found a way to be competitive with this team, and we're this close to winning some games. But you know what? I'm still mad they lost the games, but I'm going to enjoy this one, and I'm going to take that away. So a couple things here that we really want to look at for sure. Obviously, we're going to get to Andrew Abbott in the next inning, in the next segment, next inning. Wow. But what I am going to talk about, obviously, is they played really well today. Well-played game all around. Offense didn't have a ton of hits, but they had hits when it mattered. Defensively, they were locked in today, and you could really tell there wasn't any lollygag and there wasn't any mistake plays. They just found ways to stay in the game, and they won and scored the game-tying run because they got an error. Milwaukee got an error, which was like the opposite of what they've done here. I can't remember if it was Joey Ortiz or if it was Craig Siegler. I mean, not Siegler, I'm sorry. Or Craig Durbin. What the heck's his name? The Durbin guy? Oh my God, I should know this. Anyway, someone here will tell me. I'm having a brain fart. Who had that error there in the 10th that got Benson on. But Jose Trevino comes up and gets that huge hit there to tie the game up. That was incredible. And then, so thankfully, the Reds have been having the errors that have been costing them runs in this game, and that gave them a run. So thank you, Milwaukee, for giving us that one as well. And I know a lot of people are really excited because Will Benson came back today and ended up being extremely useful there in that game as well. So shout out Novi Marte, another huge hit again today. Gosh, what he's given the Reds right now. 2 hits today again. He's up to an 842 OPS on the year. Novi Marte is batting 400 in his last 7 games. He's batting 345 in his last 15. And guys, he hasn't walked in those 15 games. Literally, last 7 games, batting average 400, on base 400. last 15 games, batting average 345, on base 345. Now in the last 7 games, his slugging is 667, and in the last 15, it's 552. So even though he's not walking, which I can live with because that dude is getting big hits every chance he gets, that was absolutely fantastic. And then Ke'Bryan Hayes, another hit today, and honestly got the bat taken out of his hands in extra innings with the god awful play calls behind home plate to really kind of cost him that one there. Who was it? Mike Estabrook. Mike Estabrook should be fired for how he did that, just that one play. Just that one at bat for Ke'Bryan Hayes. I would fire him right then and there because he made sure Ke'Bryan Hayes could not win the game for the Reds there, and he wanted extra so bad. So you know what, though? Ke'Bryan Hayes makes the huge play in extras that leads to them taking the win. So, honestly, Regs Ruin S here. Was that strike call on Hayes the worst call of the season so far? Yeah, I think it's certainly up there. The Fraley one last night wasn't very good. Best of wishes to Jake Fraley, by the way, as he moves on from the Redlegs. And then, Emilio Pagan, who's just really struggled. You can see he's overworked. He obviously gets his first blown save on the William Contreras home run, which was like the most predictable home run of all time where he put that pitch. So yeah, just a whirlwind of a game after a whirlwind of a weekend. And the only thing I have to say about this Sunday now is go Mariners tonight, because God, do we need it. And also thank you to the Milwaukee Brewers for taking that risk there in the 10th inning by walking Ellie and Will Benson. Obviously, neither of those were the ones that scored, but put a lot of pressure on your pitcher there to try to come through that game. So I'm sure Grant Anderson did not appreciate that, as he has to hold that loss as well. But huge day for them. And you know who really led the way today for their guys? Our all-star pitcher, once again, Andrew Abbott, coming through big time. Let's talk about him and more right after this. Today's episode is brought to you by PrizePicks, the daily fantasy platform that lets you turn your football predictions into real rewards. Preseason is already heating up, and college football isn't far behind. PrizePicks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. I've used PrizePicks for a few seasons now and love how simple it is. I can get a lineup in before my coffee finishes brewing. The play option is a total game changer. Even when one of your picks misses, you still doubled my money. PrizePicks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 plays. PrizePicks, run your game. August 26th is officially FanDuel Futures Day, a brand new holiday for football fans who live for the bold projections and preseason hunches. For just 24 hours, FanDuel is giving you deals on NFL season predictions. So whether you're calling your MVP, eyeing a long shot division winner, or ready to crown your Super Bowl champ before week 1 even kicks off, this is your moment. Take a flyer like I am on Joe Burrow to win the MVP. Crown your champion in August. I'm going to stick with my Cincinnati Bengals, or parlay your division winner dark horses. I love a Bengals Tampa Bay Buccaneers parlay that I put in already. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your futures bets now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game. Want to shout out my everydayers here on the postcast as we finally celebrate a darn win over the Milwaukee Brewers. 3-2 today at Great American Ballpark. If you are just checking me out for the first time, please be sure to hit that notification button so you can not only get my show after each and every single Reds game, but you can get Jeff Carr and Stephen Offenbaker Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds. If you can't follow us along here, look at this. Look at this. I had to interrupt my little promo here for SC Highfield. Having some nice things to say. It's good to see the positive vibes coming from you, my friend. I knew you had it in you. So keep bringing it. Keep showing some. I'm just going to keep it up for a few minutes. But love to see it. But also, after you check us out, be sure to check out MLB Daily with our boy Sully as they update you on each and every game going on, including a very big one tonight in Westport, Pennsylvania, between the Mariners and the Mets. Hopefully that is ran significantly better than Bristol was. Let's talk about the turning point in the game.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
I'm going to give it to our guy. I'm going to give it to Jose Trevino tying the game up there, man. That was a huge, huge play. Not only does he have the sacrifice fly that is this close to being a 3-run home run, and we're not even talking about extra innings, but then the bottom of the ninth, he brings in Will Benson on the single. So huge day for Jose Trevino. Let's keep his name in mind through this one, shall we? All right, so let's talk about Andrew Abbott today because he was once again the man. Gives you 7 innings of shutout ball with 7 strikeouts and no walks. That's why that dude is an all-star. And that's why they did the things that they did. The defense was excellent behind him all day. They did not let anything get by them. He competed. He did not let the Brewers get the best of him after Christian Yelich murdered them the other day. Christian Yelich, once again today, 2 straight over 4 games. So thankfully, Andrew Abbott and the pitching crew had him taken care of and had a nice game plan for him after Friday's debacle. So getting this from Andrew Abbott has been terrific, obviously, all year. Stone Cold says so. What? Stone Cold says so. It says it right here. Where would the Reds be without Abbott? I don't know. I don't know where the Reds would be without Andrew Abbott. And to be honest with you, I don't want to know because this is something where they absolutely needed a game like that from him. And against the team is playing the best team, the team is playing the best in baseball right now. That was something where it was just absolutely awesome to see. Tony Santillan, on game 945th of the year, just toughs through. His arm obviously probably at the waist side now. So that was awesome. Emilio Pagan obviously blows a save. And then Graham Ashcraft, we have to talk about how awesome that inning was from him as well. Even though he didn't have a strikeout, he freaking delivered, man. So huge for them as well. I don't know who Patrick Goins is, but I'm sure he must be a Brewer fan. And you guys won the series, so enjoy your series win. Let us have our day because you guys are probably going to be at least in the NLCS. So let us have some fun here, my guy. We need it. Okay. Let's talk about our locked on player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
First time all year, I think. I don't know. Maybe someone can remember one. I don't know. We've done 100 of these, so over 100 of these, I should say. Jose Trevino, player of the game, 2 RBIs in a 3-2 game. Even Austin Hayes did have the one they mattered the most. Want to just make sure we give some love. Guys, how much I have really loved seeing Ke'Bryan Hayes on the Reds. He has swung the bat really well as a Red, and obviously we know what he is defensively. 2 huge plays today from the Hayes and Hayes in the extra innings. Let's start with the Ke'Bryan Hayes holding onto the ball there to get that out in the top of extras. Man, I mean, Jeff, Steve, and I have a group text, and we were texting about that. And Jeff goes, there isn't a single other third baseman on the Reds who holds onto the ball there. And I totally agree. There's just no one. I mean, this guy's going to probably want a Gold Glove again, and he's on our team. And obviously that was humongous. And then, of course, Austin Hayes coming through with the huge, huge win. And our good friend Sydney is in the chat today, coming out with some that should be a lot. Cincy shirts, Billy, Josh, crew. Sydney Price is giving you guys free money, just printing cash. So be sure to see that one as well. Hayes and Sons. I like that a lot. But those 2 guys winning the game for the Reds, humongous there. And Austin Hayes, obviously, 2 hits today, not just that one, but had the double earlier in the game as well and scored the first run of the day. That's just awesome. Nikita says it's good to see you smiling again. Yeah, I feel my wife is very happy too that I'm not like, I don't want to do this today. So a lot of fun with this one, but thank you all so much for hanging out. A lot of fun. Now we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. As the Cincinnati Reds are victors today against the Milwaukee Brewers, 3-2. The Reds have 3 runs on 8 hits, no errors. The Brewers have 2 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. Your winning pitcher today is Graham Ashcraft. He is now 7-4. And Grant Anderson is your losing pitcher. He is now 2-4. The Reds are now on their way to the West Coast, where they will start a long, long road trip, starting with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim tomorrow, as Brady Singer takes the hill for the Reds. He is 10-9 with a 4.31. He'll be going against Victor Medeiros, who is 0-0 with a 5.63. First pitch will be at 9:38. So we're going to have some late games here coming up. Be sure to bring the coffee whatever you guys, or the energy drinks, whatever you guys need. I'm Tim Daniel. Everyone, thank you so much for spending some time with me tonight. Go Red Legs. I will talk to you all then.